down that the brothers will come up and they'll state the registry. La Yashala. Imagine means to stand. Wapanyahak with gum and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. The east will be this way. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemaya, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakuka, Daba'a, Watazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazak, Kuwa, Hayah, Bashemayim, the Thunder Nawa, Lacham, Kal, the Rum, Wasalak Nawa, Chabawak Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Chabawak Yanawa, Wala'a, Dabaya'a Nawa, Banasayawan, Abor, Hawashai Nawa, Maidan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, wa ta'para la awalamyam aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh. Ba Shim Yahusha, Babu Kusha, the Thunder Nawa, Hakak, Lava Pa'a, Kamachala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwayim, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rahawa, Hatama'ala, the Gabashan, Ba Shim Yahusha, the Wada Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahusha, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a, Ayanya, Al-Haharyam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'arataza, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Regalika, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yashan, Shawamor, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wajarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makaurai, Yashamor, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamor, Taza'afka, Wawa'aka, Ma'ita, Wa'aid, Awalam, Aman. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, al damayalaka, al dacharash, wa al tashakwat, al kayahana, awayabyaka, Yahama Yawan, Wamashanayaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, al la'imaka, ya ibradamwa, Sawad, wa yafaya aitazawa, al tazapawanyaka, Amorwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magoria, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Aywad, Kaya, Nava'ai Tazawa, Lab, Yahadwa, Alyaka, Baryaf, Yakarafwa, Ahalya, Adawam, Wayashama Aliyam, Mawa'aba, Wahagariam, Gabal, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimalak, Halashat, Anyashabia, Tazawar, Gama Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam Hayawa, Zawawai, Lafanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadian, Kasayasta Ba'a, Kayabian, Banachal, Yashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayanda Ara Hayawa, Daman La Adama, Shayathamwa, Narayamawa, Ka'ira, Wakaza Abba, Wakaza Bak, Wakazal Manai, Kal, Nasta de Kumwa, Ashor, Amorwa, Najabashal, Nawa, Afna Arwa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatumwa, Kagaugala, Kakwash, Lapunya Raka, Ka'ash, the Ba'ira Iva, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Horium, Khan, the Radatma, Basa Ivaka, Wabasawa Papka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamkaya Hawa Yabashwa, Waya Bahalwa, Aya Ay, Waya Khaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Da'awa, Kaya, Atashukaya Hawa Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kala Rakaza, Amad. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes as the Ba, and as the Munah, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, and as the flame sets the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So be it. The blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai, wa Maya Ka'ala, wa Alahayim, Matazab Ya'a, Alawat Yahana, Ha Alawatyam, Ha Saranyam, Ha Kodazayanyam, Ha Kayayalyam, wa Ha Agwafyam, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Wada Aman. In the English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Barak Lanawa, Wa Yasha Allah, Wahab Bayah Saparim, Barak, Rapah, Magan, Hagan, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Wada Aman. What we just said in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us and Israel and the school, bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Sar, which means turn. Yashabi, which means y'all can now be seated. Shalom Israel with the Israelite School University of Practical Knowledge. Started 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. And we are not affiliated with any other Israelite group nor any other Christian organization. All right. So this is the Lashawan, that's like the Lashawan Kodash. This is the Sabbath service. The Sabbath service is something very important. Like I must have said Lashawan Kodash because I wanted to teach the Lashawan Kodash class, right? But this is the Sabbath service, all right? This is the Lord's Sabbath service, something very important. This is where you do learn the Lashawan Kodash. This is where you learn your culture. This is where you learn the customs of the Most High that He gave to His children, which are the children of Israel, to His people, to His nation that He chose, which is so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And so, you know, we already know there's an uproar going on the earth right now about women not being able to abort their children and not able to kill and murder their children inside their womb. And there's a lot of people talking about pro-choice, all right, talking about a woman should have the right, all right, have the constitutional right or any right in America to go into a clinic and to abort a baby, to abort her child, even though she made the choice to have sex, even though she made the choice to have sex now they're trying to push for the right that she also has the choice to murder the consequence or to murder the product or the outcome of what sex brings. And that's absolutely ridiculous. And of course, a lot of people may disagree, a lot of people may agree, but that's what's going on in the earth right now. So we're gonna get Exodus chapter 1, and we're gonna start at verse 15 in the Hebrew. All right. Exodus chapter 1, verse 15 in the Hebrew. Waya Amar Malak Matazarayan Lamayilat Slakia Lamayaladat Ha'irabya Slakia Ha'Ibarya Ashar Sham Hachaf Shapara Washam Hashanayat Pawai. Verse 16. Waya Amar Bayaladkan Bayalad Slakia Bayaladkan Ha'irab Slakia Ha'Ibarya Ha'Ibaryawa Slakia Ha'Ibaryawa Wara'ayan Slakia Wara'ayathan Al Ha'abanyam Ban Hawa'a Wahamana Afwa Wa'am Bat Haya'a Hachaya. Verse 17. Whether Ya'an, it's like it, or whether Ra'an Hayalad, it's like a Hamayalad Haladat Alahayam Alahayam Wala'a Aishawa Ka Ashar the Bar Alahayam, it's like a Alayahan Malak Matazarayam with a Chayayam. Verse 18. Hayaladyam. It's like it. Verse 18. Wayakora'a Malak Matazarayam Lama Yalada. It's like it. Lama Yalada. Waya Amor Lahan Marawai Aishaya Thun. It's like it. Aishaya Thun Hadabor Hazar Wada Yayan. It's like it. Wada Chayayan Hayaladyam. Verse 19. With the Amorna. With the Amorna Hamayalada Aula Para'ai Kaya La'a Kanashiam Hamadazarayam. It's like it. Hamadazaraya. Like it. Hamadazaraya. Ha'Ibarya Kaya Chaya Hana Bataram Tabawa'a Alahan Hamayalada Wayaladwa. Verse 20. Wayayatab Alahayam Lamayalad. It's like it. Lamayalada Hayarab Ha'Ishar Yamatazariah. It's like it. Wayaitism wa Ma'ad. Verse 21. Wayahaya Kaya Yara'awa Hamayalada Alahayam Waya Aisha Laham Bath. It's like it. Bathyam. Verse 22. Wayatazawa Para'ai Lakawal Aimwa La'amar Kaya Haban Hayalawad. It's like it. Hayalad Hayara the Shatalaka. It's like it. The Shalayakawa Wakal Habaf the Hayawan. All right. So we're gonna get an Exodus. We're gonna get Exodus chapter 1, starting from verse 15 in the English. So Exodus chapter 1, verse 15. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the ones was Shipra, and the name of the other Purah. So now the king of Egypt, which would be Pharaoh, he's speaking to these specific midwives of the Hebrews, of the Israelites. All right, it was Shipra and Purah, right? Verse 16. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, So of course they had titles and jobs. These two sisters, they had a job within Egypt, and they were midwives. And when they did, and the king is asking them, when you do your job, and see there upon the stools, meaning when you see upon the stools, when you see that when this woman is giving birth, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. It was always our oppressor's custom. It was always our oppressor's nature to murder our children and to kill our children to extinct our race. And we don't realize that the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, our lives are in danger, and our lives are in danger. We are not just like we don't understand as a people. We are not just fighting. We are not just fighting police brutality in order to live. We're not just fighting to not be murdered at traffic stops just to live. We are literally fighting to survive and to not be extinct as a nation and a race of people. No thanks to our oppressor, and no thanks to the customs and the policies and the laws and the legislations that they pass. We are literally in America, as Blacks, Hispanics, and Americans, we are fighting to survive. We are fighting to survive and to not be extinct as a nation of people. That's literally what we're fighting for. Verse verse 17. But the midwives feared God and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them. Because of course, if you truly fear the Lord, you're not going to listen to some absurd order given to you. If you tell me to mop the floor, yes, I'll mop the floor. If you tell me to clean up, I'm gonna clean up. But if you tell me to disobey God, I won't. Because we back here, we fear the Lord. And these midwives, they feared the Lord. They absolutely feared the Most High, and they did not do what the king of Egypt did. And if any sister can understand this right here and understand this scripture right here, you should fear the Lord just like these midwives did. You should fear the Lord so much that you're not willing to kill not one child, regardless if it's a boy or a girl. Regardless if it's a boy or a girl, you do not kill that child. You do not murder that child that's in your womb. It was always our oppressor's custom to murder our children and to kill our children. And the Lord was absolutely against it. And the ones that feared God were absolutely against it. You cannot say you love God, and you cannot say you serve the Most High, and you agree in abortion, and you are pro-choice, and you think it's okay to murder your child. It's not okay. It's absolutely not okay. So how about if you are a Black, Hispanic, and Native American woman, you do what these midwives did in Exodus 1 and disobeyed that order from the king of Egypt. They disobeyed that order because they feared God, because they obeyed the orders of God and not the Pharaoh and not the king of Egypt. You understand? But the midwives feared God and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men's children alive. Verse 18. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, why have ye done this thing and have saved the men's children alive? So he goes up to these midwives and he's asking these midwives, why did you keep the men's children alive? Why did you not follow my orders? Why did you not do what I told you to do? Why didn't you do what I say? Like he's asking these midwives this. Verse 19. And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women. Meaning what? It says, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and are delivered ere the midwives come. All right, and unto them. So let's see real quick. So let me give you a few little understanding right here. Let me see. Well, give me 1 second. So it says right here, for they are lively and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them. And so she said, we're not like the Egyptian women. As Israelites, we are not like the Egyptian women. So why? So she answered him, because they said, and the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women. We are not like the Egyptians. We believe in saving our children. We believe in not murdering our children. We are lively. We obey God. We fear the Most High. You understand? That's why it says right here, for they are lively, right? And are delivered the midwives coming unto them because they are alive. That's why we're not going to kill them. Because those men children are alive. They are alive and they are lively. They are living. You understand? Those children are alive. Just like those children are alive within your womb. You understand? When NASA came out and said they found bacteria on Mars, they said they found life on Mars. Even though bacteria is a single-celled organism, they found life on Mars. But apparently your fetus and your embryo in your body is not life. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely absurd. You understand? They were lively. The Egyptian women would be okay in killing their children because that was a custom of the Egyptians. That was the customs of Africans. They would kill their children without a thought. They would murder their kids and sacrifice their kids without a thought. That's what the Egyptians did. That's what those Africans did. That's why in the Bible it says don't bring your children through the fire, because it was an African custom to give your kid as a goddamn sacrifice and to kill your child. That's not what the Israelites believed in. Verse 20. Therefore, God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty. And of course, the Most High dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty because of the simple fact that we did not murder our kids and we did not follow the order that the king of Egypt gave to us and gave to those midwives. We multiplied. So think about what we can do today. As long as we stop aborting our children and we stop murdering our children, then we can also multiply, and we can also wax very mighty, and we can become strong as a nation. Like, that's the point. The point of not murdering your children and killing your children is so we can become great, so we can multiply so we can multiply and make our nation great, so we can be mighty. The more children we have, the more mighty we can become. The more great, the more we can wax very mighty, and the more people we have. You understand? So we can build up this nation and become a great nation. No other species on the earth is killing their children like Black and Hispanic and Native American women. No other species on the earth is doing this. Not the snakes, not the alligators, not the Komodo dragons, not the reptiles, not the turtles, not the birds, not the tigers, not the lions, not the fish, not the jellyfish, not the sharks, not the piranhas, not the crabs, not the lobsters. No other species on the earth is killing their young and killing their babies like Black, Hispanic, and Native American women. And that's a problem. No other species on the earth. You understand? That needs to stop. And that's a custom of our oppressor, and it needs to be rectified. And America is not going to be able to fix abortion in America. Right? America isn't going to be able to do so. A lot of those women are going to find a way to still murder that child, to find a way to kill that child and to abort that baby. That's what's going to happen. They're going to find a way. Verse 21, and it came to pass, because the midwives feared God, that he made them houses. And so they made them houses. Verse 22, and Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive. So when Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall live. So now, because the midwives did not follow the order, now, of course, Pharaoh passes another law, and this is legislation being passed. I don't know if you know this, but of course, if you are a king over a nation, and if you are a pharaoh over a nation, meaning you have authority and you command your people to do something, that is a law. That is a policy. That is legislation. You understand? And so now, this is a policy. This is a law being given out by Pharaoh. This is legislation being passed by Pharaoh, telling all of his people, any son that is born, throw him into the river. Whose sons is he referring to? He's not talking about the sons of the Egyptians. He's talking about the sons of the Israelites. Because we were always a people in danger of extinction. We were always in danger from other nations of people being extinct and wanting to be absolutely eradicated. That's why in America, right, they're still going to have abortion clinics open in different states. Even though Roe versus Wade, right, even though Roe versus Wade is there, all right, to make the states have legal power now to enact if abortion is legal or not within that individual state. So there's going to be some states that won't allow it. There might be some states that don't allow it or that will allow it. Well, or all states would just allow it. And you're all back to square one. America isn't going to fix the abortion that's going on. America is not in the best interest of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And of course, that's something to understand and to take in consideration. All right. Amadim, which means to stand. La Yashal. This will be at the time that the men of the Lord will come up and salute the Torah. Amadim, which means to stand. Wapanyaha Wadam, and face the east. The east will be this way right here in the class. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakuka, Daba'a, Batazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Lacham, Kal Yawam, Wasalakunawa, Habawaknawa, Kasalaknawa, Habawakinawa, Wala'a, Tabaya'a Nawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Habashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wata'aparat, La Awalamyam, Aman. In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in the earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be it. Hakak, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahawashi, Babukushah, Latananawa, Hakak, Lavapa'a, Kamakala, Wakal Barawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwayim, Hamakyim, Hakak, Al-Rahawa, Fatima Allah, the Gavashan, Bashim Yahushua, the water Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'a, Ayanya, All Haharyim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'arataza, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Regalika, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'aya, Nawam, La'aya, Yashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalika, Al Yad, Yamyanka, Yamamam, Hashamash, La'aya, Kaka, Vayarat, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Wakarai, Yashamar, Afna Pashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaafka, Wa'aka, Ma'ita, Wa'aid, Awalam, Aman. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew, Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Bacharash, wa Al Dashakwat, Al Kayahana, Awayabdika, Nahamayawan, Wamushanayaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Al La'imaka, Ya Arayamwa, Sawad, Wayataya Aitazawa, Al Tisapawandika, Amorwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magoya, Wala'ai, Yazakar, Sam Yasha'ala, Aiwan, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, Lab Yachadwa, Auyaka, Baryat, Yakaratwa, Ahalya, Adamam, Wajashama Aliyam, Mawa'aba, Wahagariam, Gabal, Wa'imawan, Wa'imalak, Palashaf, Am Yashabya, Tazawar, Gama Asawar, Nalawa, Imam Hayawa, Zabawai, Labanda Lawat Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadian, Kasayasta Ba'a, Kayabian, Banakal, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayanda Ara Hayawa, the man, La Adama, Shayathamwa, Narayamawa, Kaira, Wakazaaba, Wakazabak, Wakazalmanai, Kal, Nasidikamwa, Ashar, Amorwa, Nayavasha, Lanawa, Afna Arwa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Saka Kakwash, Lapanya Baka, Kaash, the Ba'ivya Ira, Wakalahaba, the Lahat, Haryam, Khan, the Radatma, Basa Ibaka, Wabasa Wapaka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shankaya Hawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahalwa, Ayai, Wayahaporwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shankaya Hawa Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kala Rataza, Aman. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. And they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them, that hope of the children of Lot Salah do unto them, as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, as the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as Amunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a mill, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burning for wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So be it. The blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai, wa Maya Ka'ala, wa Alahayim, Matazab Ya'a, Alawat Yahana, Ha Alawatdim, Ha Saranyam, Ha Kwatazayanyam, Haka Yayawya, Waha Agwakya, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, the water among. In the English, blessed you Yahweh and Yahushua and Michael and the angels, commanded General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. The prayer of the clergy, blessed are you Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, listen to us now, right now, send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to all the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school, force the riches to enter thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Egyptology, Aryan Nation, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way will try to stop us from broadcasting the word throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known that it's the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake out that coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always, so be it. And bless Israel in Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Barak Lanawa, Wa Yasha Allah, Wahaba Yasafarian, Barak, Rapah, Magan, Hagan, Ba'ashem Yahushua, the Wadaman. What we just said is us up here. Yahweh in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Sorrow makes a turn. Yeshua given for the sisters, men of Israel. We're going to give a curse salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Amadu, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Brakatham, Yadamata, Saul Agwakin, returning face the sisters, Amadian to the sisters. All right, we're going to give a curse salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Amadu, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'ashem Yahushua, Yadamata. With that, class dismissed.